This video is not a tutorial, so if you're looking for a tutorial on how to draw hands, I'm afraid you're going to have to find someone else. Lucky for you, I found somebody that does know how to do it. Several people that know how to do it, and I've been following them. It's day 11, May 25th, 2026, of this project that I've started, where I'm trying to draw and paint and sketch and just learn how to make art in general every single day. And so far, we've made it to day 11. Um, you know, so this week I've been working on hands. So what the heck is a hand, anyways, right? Like a hand it's something that you use to do like 90% of your stuff. But you also gotta do stuff with your hands. So you gotta grasp. In order to grasp, you need bones. So I decided I picked two videos by Proco, but we're only using one here today. 90% of hand is bone, according to science. This is a quote not only from science, but from Proco. So thank you for that very, very much. What else? You gotta forgive me because I'm not actually seeing the playback 100% in sync with what I'm saying here. So if something's a couple seconds behind, that's probably why. Is there a setting to fix that so that I can see the actual footage in real time? Probably. I don't know how to do that though. But today was a bit different from yesterday. So yesterday was all about systems. And finding systems that help us to learn. So that can be applied for anything as well, right? Like if you're trying to learn how to do if you're trying to learn how to do math, if you're trying to learn how to get your homework done, if you're trying to learn from your homework, you can break it down into systems. And that's what yesterday was all about. Thank you to Masa. And today I figured I've been drawing hands and getting the shape and the form of them, but I felt like I didn't really understand them. I feel like I'm a kind of person who needs to understand how things are put together. Often break it apart into smaller pieces. So I wanted to understand what the heck these are underneath and why they look the way that they do. And maybe, hopefully, possibly, that would help me to draw them in the future. So broke it down into the subsections there and just breaking it down into some of the proportions as well and how to actually draw those. So yeah, if you're not familiar with these videos, this is the first one that you've seen. I use Photoshop as a sketchbook and play the footage while I sort of process what I've been doing today and try to learn from what I've done. And so I don't really have any like dramatic entertainment. I don't have you know, I'm trying to be as true to myself as possible with these. So I'm not trying to fluff them up or edit them too much. So ums and ahs and voice cracks I'm just going to keep in. And any mistakes that I make along the way too, drawing wise, I want to keep those in. Especially just to see over a year later, hopefully, if everything works out with this, just to be able to look back and see those mistakes and be glad that I made them. It was really, really often, and I was thinking about this today. Like, we're like ashamed of mistakes, and we before I even started this channel and started drawing daily, it felt like for a very, very long time there was this want and there was this need to draw, to paint, to make something, but I just never was able to bring myself to do it. And I think the reason I was struggling to bring myself to do it was because I was afraid of messing up and I was afraid of it looking bad. And I think the hurdle of getting over that fear was why I'm here today. Getting over that hurdle. So yeah, carpals. Carpals of the bones. We've got wrists in our bones. No, we've got bones in our wrist, but you cannot see them 90% of the time, so you don't really have to draw them. Don't got to worry about those guys. But you do have to understand that the rest of the bones are attached to them and coming off of them. So understand that they're there, and when you're drawing them, they're they're there. But then you've got the more important structures for drawing, at least. I wouldn't want to live without my wrist bones. But you've got the phalanges as well. So you got the metacarpals, which are the palm. I'm calling them the palm bones, which are these. If you took away the flesh, they look like they're just part of the finger, and they are part of the finger. So, um, it's the finger that attaches to the rest of the finger. And then beyond the metacarpals, you've got the phalanges. I don't know if there's another term for them. But a funny thing that I learned. So thank you. Shoot, I forgot your channel name. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Proco. I had no idea that hands were curved like this. So hands don't make a flat plane. They don't make a flat box. They have a curvature to them. And I'm almost imagining it like a half pipe or a quarter pipe or a third pipe, eighth pipe. Yeah. So that was incredibly helpful for me, kind of eye opening, because I know you know intuitively that hands shouldn't look flat. So I'm not gonna draw my hands flat anymore. So and then once I start trying to learn, excuse me, once I start trying to learn how to draw from imagination, that's gonna be much more helpful too. Dude, something happened in my throat. I didn't eat like anything. I don't know what that was, but it's like sore now. Okay, anyways. So the hands curve inwards and the fingers follow in a similar fashion. What is going on next? So I'm not gonna read off what I wrote on there. So I'll just kind of let you watch and look and see what I did. And yeah, dude. Today was a good day. Got all my work done yesterday, so today was a lot easier. And I've been looking forward to today's drawing session too, because I know that drawing hands and anatomy is not something I've done before, and I thought that it would just be a good Kickstarter to entering the world of anatomy, question mark? So possibly more anatomy learning videos in the future where I just sit down and I try to learn anatomy. And maybe I'll do something different from how I've been doing things before. This week has been a lot of guided tutorials. So finding someone online who knows how to do it and taking their advice, taking their suggestions, and just plugging it in and seeing how it feels for the day. And I think it's incredibly helpful when I'm in the right frame of mind and when I'm listening properly. But I think there's also value to be had in learning something on your own. And not always you're not never going to be able to learn something completely on your own, right? Like you're always going to have something that you're learning from, whether that's a textbook, whether that's experience on your own. So it could be interesting to try
and spend tomorrow, since tomorrow is Friday.
I'm trying to do Master Study Fridays. Tomorrow could be a Master Study on hands, and I'm not gonna try and follow any sort of tutorial. I'm just gonna find some hands that I think look neat, I guess,
And try and deconstruct them, the way that the artist made it, the way that they drew them, and try and understand what's going on underneath without any guidance or outside influence or help. And that's the point of these Fridays as well, is just to, without any help, without any guidance, look at something and try and think through, on your own, or on my own in this case. So, yeah. I'm sorry I don't have very much to talk about today. Besides, I mean, I could be talking about what's going on the screen. Um, I guess reframing the way that hands are and learning how dimensional they are
has been helpful for drawing them as well, because
drawing from a reference, you just look at the line and see where they connect, where they don't connect. But drawing from imagination or drawing something new, you really have to be able to visualize it in your head, understand what's going to go where and why.
so that's been incredibly helpful. So I'm this is where I'm quickly realizing my big issue isn't just proportion but dimension. So um dimension and perspective drawing is one of the earliest things that we learned in like art classes in school, I guess. Like in middle school art classes, high school art classes, even my college art class, we start just by saying like, "Hey, draw some boxes in perspective. Put them on a plane, put them out there, and just see if you can get them right." And so having vanishing points and rulers to trace them back towards has really easy. It's really easy to do that. But drawing from memory, drawing from imagination, and just coming up with a vanishing point on the spot without actually drawing one in, I think it's an important skill to develop over time. And it helps draw shapes more dimensionally. And you have a better feeling and a better idea of what's going on. Or at least that's how I'm thinking. So, yeah, by the end of this tutorial by Proko, I was asked by Proko to try and draw my own hand. And this is my go at it. And then I tie things off today with more of yesterday as well. So I took some time to draw for 90 seconds or 60 seconds, 5 times each. Looking at it, it looks like I never hit record on OBS for that part. But I promise you, by the end of today's little sketchbook thing, I practiced more of what we did yesterday. And I think I'm going to start implementing that into other parts of the day too. So when I'm not making these videos, trying to remember what I've learned or just draw quick references as well. Like whether it's like a 15-minute break at work or whether it's a lunch break, So, yeah. Sorry I don't have much to talk about today, but if you're new to here, so is everyone else. So am I. I'm only 11 days new to this. So let me know what you think if you watched it and made it this far. Or don't let me know what you think. That's okay too. And if you like it, give it a like. If you don't like it, I'm allowing you and I'm asking you to press the dislike button. Because I need to know how many haters I got out here.
But I can guarantee you my number one is me. So there's no competition there. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope I can see you tomorrow.